I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm making papercrete, and I wanted to share some of my favorite things about papercrete. Let's call it three of my favorite things about papercrete. One is that you can make it in a variety of consistencies. And you can see that, but I made this kind of soupy. It's a little too soupy, so I'm just going to add a little more dry shredded paper and stiffen it up. Reminds me of pancake batter a lot of times, at least the way I make pancakes, which is sort of like art. The way I make art. Anyway, number two favorite thing about papercrete of mine is that it's very cheap. I get the shredded paper donated to me, and I buy a sack of Portland cement and a sack of lime, and I use a bar to cut those in half so I can manage them in closer to 40 or 50 pounds, or actually 25 and 50 pounds as opposed to 50 and 94 pounds. Anyway, then I just use a shovelful or two in each of these buckets, again, depending on what consistency I'm looking for. And then sand. I went and bought about 2/3 of a cubic yard over at my local Buildology, and got it in buckets, just scooped it in. It probably took me 20 or 30 minutes and cost me under $20. So if you add up $20, $30, $40, $50, and a lot of labor, then with free bottles, and of course I had a lot of lumber and paint involved in this, so it's not the only cost, but all this infill, which right now doesn't look that spectacular because I haven't cleaned it up and the lighting and all, but you can kind of see it's for me a very artistic way to work, a way to be cost effective. So that's my number two favorite thing about papercrete, that it's very cheap or inexpensive generally. And number three favorite thing about papercrete for me is how forgiving it is. So this stuff is already cured and quite hard. This stuff is cracking a little because it's wet and I've been stepping on it, but is almost 10 years old now and is weathered quite well. This stuff is just a day old, and I have some new stuff over here, but much like clay, it's very forgiving. You can re-wet it. Now you can't, once the cement in it, the Portland cement, activates with the paper fibers in a very unique way. I don't know if you're familiar with Portland cement. Some of you might be familiar with how it doesn't really bond to wood very well, but it does bond to these paper fibers in papercrete. So it makes not a load-bearing substance, but a very somewhat flexible, forgiving, sculptable form. So there you have it, my top three favorite things about papercrete. That you can vary the consistency, that it's very inexpensive, and that it's very forgiving in the cure time, allowing you to work with it in a numerous ways. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. You can see behind me the Head Hutt wrote a book about that. You can find that on Amazon. You can probably find a link to that book down in the description. And in any case, all cases, I thank you for being you. Thank you for letting me be me. Thank you for stopping by. Ciao for now.